Well, hello there. Can you all hear me? We are back on Rybelcraft and we are doing a bit of digging today. Do let me know if anything about the audio needs a little bit of attention. I've got an ear infection, which means I have no idea how it sounds for you guys because I can only hear out of one ear. But hopefully it sounds okay and it's not too loud or too quiet. So let's get digging. I was thinking perhaps we could do a little bit of Q&A type things. Obviously, I am intending to keep my anonymity as much as possible, simply because I like to just be me and chill out. But if your question's reasonable, I'm sure I'll have an answer. I built a shulker farm because Ryan and I need a ton more shulker boxes. But for some reason the shulkers weren't teleporting to the correct place. I've changed a few things, and I think that perhaps at this point it is just that there's too many blocks in the area that they can spawn to. So I'm just making the hole that the shulker farm is in that bit wider. And then I'll also re-encase everything in non-spawnable blocks as well. So, as you are probably aware, the video for today hasn't come out just yet. One of the reasons being that I can't hear to edit it. The other being that this farm is meant to be part of it. And if it's not working, I can't really show it off, can I? So we're going to get this working in this stream. And then hopefully you guys will be able to watch the video tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I still can't hear, but I think there are enough people around that I can ask to listen to it for me, just to check levels. I'm never going to be short of stone again. I say that, but the amount of blocks that the castle has taken, how many is it? Oh, spoilers. Pretend you can't see that. Oh, it's not going to tell you. No? Well, I guess we don't get to know how many blocks it took, but it's not quite finished and it's taken a lot so far. As you can see there, I have been designing in creative mode what the next build will be after we complete the castle. But shh, no spoilers. I have actually... I can turn that off. Because we don't need like Matica to dig a hole. Okie dokes. Pop some of this stone away so that we're not letting any despawn. Put some wood here. Maybe I'll just make some chests. As you can tell, shulkers are needed for shulker farms, and these little monsters have been driving me insane and multiplying over there, which makes things a little bit difficult sometimes. There's one up here as well. Oh my goodness. Where'd it go? We're going to have an invasion of shulkers all over the island. For some reason, you can't contain shulkers just by putting them in a box. They run away and multiply and end up everywhere. I'm going to have to kill this one as well, I think. I've still got one in there. Oh, God. That one's moving closer as well. I wanted to have at least one and a backup. But the backup's the one that's been multiplying ridiculously. The other one can't make line of sight to attack and, you know, teleport dupe as they do. Oh. This is not how I wanted to start the stream, just so you're aware. Let's come out. I think if I go up this way, it'll bring me out near the sniffer farm. And I can just put some chests up here. Yep. Whilst we're up here, may as well repair the pickaxe and also grab a bow so that I've got less trouble dealing with these shulkers that have decided to take over the universe. They haven't made it out of the cave yet from the looks of things, so you know that's a start. But you could see them down there on their way out. There's one. One there. Bow. Arrows aren't in there. We'll have to go downstairs. Right, got some arrows. Do I have enough to make some potions of invisibility? I won't need them until it's time to actually move the shulkers, but it would be good to get them on the go. Oh, we'll do that later. My dog's just staring at me like I'm insane, talking to myself. It's one of my favourite parts of streaming, is the looks my dog gives me. Wait till it opens again. Not quite. There's one. bouncing off. There we go. Ah, you are not to escape. There we go. And you. And I think that's one there as well. Yeah. I think I'll end up with 100 million shulker boxes just from this process. Well, hello there, Dr. Parrotism. I'm good, thank you. Welcome on in. I am trying to dig out the space where my shulker farm currently resides to stop them from doing this, where they just spawn wherever they feel like. But I have to get rid of these guys first. Otherwise, I get shot a lot. Right. There we go. I think that's all of them. Oh, no. No, those are just my boxes. I need to dye them so I don't get them confused. There is one still in there, which is fine, because I need at least one to put in the farm when the time comes. But I think that's all the ones that had just spawned out here. Right. He's alright in there. Oh, there's two in there now. Oh, good. There, I've got one in a spare, so I can kill these other ones. And get back to sorting out this hole. I've built this shulker farm by the archivists, which will be linked in the video when I show off the shulker farm properly. But the shulkers were spawning outside of the allotted spawning area. I've opened it up to see, you know, where I went wrong. Other than these slabs being incorrectly placed, there isn't anything wrong. But they were spawning in caves around, so now I'm digging out 10 blocks from the walls in hopes that they'll remain contained in the farm and not take over the entire island. And I did say that I was going to repair my pick, and then I didn't. Is it fun, or does it just make you feel weirdly seasick? I've heard lots of different things about VR headsets. I have inner ear problems even when I don't have an ear infection, so I think I'd struggle. All the way up here, I have a few villagers who should give me enough XP to heal my pickaxe. Between them. Not you. Don't have any stone on me. It's just the iron guys today. Excuse you. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's the sort of thing you have to take in moderation. My chat is not moving along with the conversation, so bear with me. I'm just going to refresh it and see if I can get that sorted. That's better. Sorry about that. You can only play for around 30 minutes and then you're done for the day. Yeah. See, I don't think that'd work for me because you probably have to stand up to use a VR headset. Don't quote me on that, but it feels like something you'd have to walk around with. But other than that, I tend to play for like quite long times because I use it as a distraction from my pain. So I don't think, 30 minutes every now and then. It'd be like taking paracetamol when you're supposed to be on like codeine or something. I don't know. Not because it like fixes the pain, but it distracts me enough. I can lose myself in another world. I do wish you guys would all stand still. I might have to put you in little boxes. I was going to release you all to roam the village, but I don't know. I think that is all the iron people. Oh, there's one. There's one. That ought to do for now. You can sit down, but standing is the common thing. Some games, then, sure, you need to stand. Yeah. So I can't do that whole standing thing for longer than a minute, maybe. And then I'm, like, physically shaking. If I was like moving, like if I was walking, I could probably do like 5 minutes max. But yeah, no, standing would be tough. Standing still hurts more than trying to move, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, standing is pain. 3 minutes. I'm being nice to myself and saying I can do 5. I know. Yeah. Mr. Silbell just coming in and going, 5 minutes? You might be able to manage 3. He has the realistic time scale because we had to time it a couple of months ago. Was it time it or distance it? One of them. Both for filling out all the forms about being disabled. Oh my goodness, was that a hellish day. Mm. Oh yeah, no, I couldn't do things like dodging bullets and stuff. That sounds a bit intense. But yeah, so yeah, we are digging 10 blocks from the edge of the farm. Basically, it will just be surrounded by air. I'll do some steps that are non-spawnable up to the AFK chamber that's in there. That side, because it has to be north facing. And then hopefully everything will work. And here comes the water. Thankfully, the actual redstone should be far enough away. Lovely. I should probably be putting torches down, but I'm only going to dig them up again. There we go. And I should go to the middle, because if I dig all the edges out, I won't be able to reach the middle. Come on, jump, shift at the same time. You can do it. Or just solve the issue like this. There we go. I am a dwarf and I am digging a hole. That's going to be stuck in my head now. I'm a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. No, wait, streaming license and I'm singing it myself. Should be fine, but let's not, just be on the safe side. But I also said I'm happy to answer some questions from you guys. So if you feel like asking a question, as I say, I am keeping my anonymity, so I won't be answering things like, you know, where do you live and how old are you, that sort of thing. But if you have any general questions and I feel like it's safe enough to answer, I will. Because I'm aware just watching me dig a hole, whilst like ASMR wise, probably it's quite good. But in terms of like general watching, it may not be everyone's cup of tea. I am Silbel and am I digging a cube or am I emptying a cube? Like I'm digging the cube interior is what I'm digging. Cube. It is. I mean, I'm leaving a... I did not maths well. I do not maths well. But the inside, I'm digging the area of a cube. But isn't a cube defined by its vertices and indices? In which case it'd be the outside shape that's a cube? I don't know. It's been a long time since I took maths.
Can you define the space as a integer in only a cubic form in terms of area? Is the internal volume defined in the same way as you mentioned volume of a cube?
If I'm removing something, Mr. Silbel, in the shape of, like, it leaves the inverse shape of something.
Is the removed material expressible through the same formula as one would define the volume of a cube? As in, would this removed space have a perfectly square cross-section?
Perfectly square cross section. Well, if it's the absence of...
Identical cross-section taken from its perpendicular. So if you slice it one way, you get a perfect square. If you slice it the other way, you get a perfect square.
Kind of. But it'd be...
With squares on all six faces.
It'd be the lack of something that is the square rather than... Okay. So yes, I am digging a cube, guys. Just what happens when I try and be intelligent is I'm wrong. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Silbel. Okay. shapes hard. Got it.
Three-dimensional shapes are harder.
This is.
Triangles with three perpendicular corners.
When did we move on to triangles?
I'm just pointing it out. You can have a triangle with three 90-degree corners in it if you bend it around a sphere, for example.
Oh, well, I'm not
So
doing
I'm
that.
just saying shapes when working in a three-dimensional space are harder than on a two-dimensional plane, like say a piece of paper.
Okay, you'll have to make a stream where you talk about shapes.
I really don't want to.
Then don't. We had really nice soup for lunch. Soup and a sausage roll. Oh! Did you try and post a link? Unfortunately, I can't accept links because, I mean, I once clicked on a link and the whole thing got hacked, so I'm not. I don't allow links in chat. Not that I don't trust you personally, just a general thing. Unless I myself have put a link and have said this is a link that is okay, no links in chat, I'm afraid. Ah, you put a dot with Mr. Silbell. No dots for Mr. Silbell. Only spaces. Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, well, while I was away from streaming over my birthday week, one of my accounts got hacked, so I'm kind of extra careful about links in chat at the moment. And my screen wants to turn off. No, you may not turn off. There we go. I can ask questions. First question, is Mr. Silbell... Mr. Silbell, are you real?
Yes.
Yes, he says he is.
At least I was the last time I checked.
Or at least he was the last time he checked. They can't hear you, so I guess it just looks like I'm talking to myself.
You can't shout at the microphone too loud, though.
Don't shout, but you can say hello. Come say hello. Come and prove that you exist.
Yes.
Oh, not that close. You went fully into the red there. But yes, he does exist. He's gone now because the dog was sad. They were just sitting together nice and calmly, and I insisted that that he came over. But yeah, he does exist. That'd be one heck of a hallucination if he didn't. We've been married for 7 years. 7? Yeah. Got a nice little voice, Mr. Silbell. But yeah, he has to keep an eye on me in case I have a seizure, so he hangs around while I stream. Otherwise, he'd be off enjoying himself, I don't know, making more soup. His soup is really good. He is a good husband. I wasn't disabled when we got married. And, you know, like statistically, men are more likely to break up a marriage or relationship if the partner becomes disabled. But no, he sticks by me. He looks after me, takes me to all my appointments and deals with all my rubbish. He's a good man. I got one of the good ones. He's even had to stop work recently to become my full-time carer, and he was in his dream job, so he's a very good husband. Is he single? No, I'm afraid not. He's a very good man. But no, I've got dibs on that one. I've got a receipt and everything.
She bites.
What was it your mum said? No returns, substitutions, or refunds. Yeah.
Got a receipt to prove it.
This is a big, big digging thing. Digging hole. Words. Hard. Fell. I think if I had known, I would have dug the hole first. How much wood would... Well, all the wood that a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
2d6.
What did you say?
2d6.
2b6, not 2b4. Okay. A woodchuck would chuck all the wood a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. That's the answer.
When you think about it, she was in completely the wrong place to be selling seashells.
Well, that's a completely different point.
I know, but when you stop and think about it,
Mr. Silbell has just said that she was in completely the wrong place to sell seashells if she sells seashells at the seashore.
it's just bad business.
Hmm. Yeah, here, buy my seashells. Ignore the ones that are just on the beach. Just there. For free. Although technically you're not supposed to pick up shells and rocks from the beach. In Britain. Or sand. It's technically against the law. And it contributes to erosion, yeah. You had a better answer, so you win. To the how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. 2b6 was your answer, wasn't it? So, yeah, you win, according to Dr. Parodism. What's that ice? I'm so sorry, that would be my washing machine. Could you close the kitchen door? Sorry about our little jet engine.
Exsilits running on an ability scooter up and down the street.
No. Thank you, dear. Is that better? If not, there's nothing else we can do. But yeah, I'm not far from the kitchen because tea. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was so loud. It wasn't showing that it was catching on the mic, so sorry about that. That means that my noise suppressor's not working properly. Let's see. Is the noise whoa, no. Is the noise suppressor working now? It seems like it's picking up me louder. I mean, free snacks is always important. Disability. Yeah, I'll allow it. It does ask me if that kind of message is allowed, because I did, when I was first starting, have people saying mean things about my disability. So it just asked me to approve messages just to be on the safe side. Because I don't want people to feel unsafe in my chat. It's not a bad word, but people can use it in negative ways. Yeah, some people use it as a slur, and it you know, I can't help how I am. But yeah, free snacks good. I was going to a disabled group thingy, but I found for me that in my area, the groups that are available are all people who are much older than me. So I felt a little bit kind of the odd one out when I was there, being the youngest. And I don't know, I felt like it was more mentally draining for me, because I was like, all I could think was like, I'm young, why can't I do all the things? So I have stopped going. But they can be really helpful for some people, and it's an easier way to get like support for different things you need to apply for and stuff like that. Yeah. They can probably, like I was saying, that some groups are really good when it comes to finding ways to support you and accommodate you in your disability. But it does depend very much on if the group is for you. See, I'd be too old for that group, and then all the groups past 25 usually go up to 150. I don't know. Like you can be any age if you're over 25. There's nothing in the like 25 to 40 range. At least where I am, anyway. There might be really good groups where other people are. I really don't want to lose all these blocks, but do I really need all these blocks? Am I just hoarding blocks now? Yeah. Sometimes you do just need to leave. But I suppose if it's like I don't know what country you're in, and feel free to keep that information to yourself. But like, if it's like a job centre sanctioned thing and they're trying to help you get into work, like sometimes you have to go, and it sucks. But until like you find the right group for you that they recognise, then it's necessary evil. Bunch of random skeletons. Oh. I've never left England, so I don't know what it's like in other places for people with disability, or well, just generally because I've never been there, but from a disability standpoint, like I don't know what things they have in place there. I mean, it's very difficult to find a disability friendly gym where I am as well, so I feel like that's a good thing to have access to. But also people, yeah, I have social anxiety alongside everything else, so yeah, I can understand the whole people being there thing being a drawback. From what I know, there's tons of help for people like us starting to get more help. Oh, cool. When I first was diagnosed, it took 20 years to get a diagnosis, I hasten to add. But when I was first diagnosed, I was offered counselling for like 10 sessions, I think it was. And it was just CBT, which is, when you've got mental health problems anyway, you've done CBT 100 times. And so it didn't really do much for me. But I can understand people who haven't and are struggling to adjust to a diagnosis, finding that. Oh, yeah, no, it was my entire life worth of looking for a diagnosis. My seizures themselves started when I was around 10ish. And they said, first, they went like full on, oh, let's check for epilepsy. So my brain was like, okay, good, being taken seriously. And then it was like, could just be your hormones. Maybe you're about to get your period. I was like, and that makes people collapse all over the place. And they're like, oh, we'll look into iron. And then that wasn't the problem. And like the pain that I have as part of my disability, they're like, oh, that's just growing pains. And they were like, oh, we'll just throw random tablets at it without completing any real tests. So at one point I was on like beta blockers, and they were like, oh, maybe it's like high blood pressure. And they're like, no, your blood pressure is consistently low to normal range, which isn't something that caused the issues that you're having. And then they were like, I went through all kinds of scans and tests after that. Like, it was still happening after university, because I just gave up. You just have to accept and just try and live normally. But it was like seizures, obviously not good when you're trying to work. Yeah, and they wouldn't call them seizures. They were just calling them fainting fits for a while. But they were seizures where, like, I'd have muscle spasms and all sorts of seizure-related activity that I won't discuss on stream because it can be a bit graphic for some people. And I was just in constant pain. I've been in, like, pain my entire life. And I was like, yeah, sure, growing pains, that makes sense for, like, the first few years of my life. I was growing, obviously. But when you're, like, not growing anymore, yeah, and your body is not growing at all, like, you're not getting fatter, you're not getting thinner, you're not getting taller, you're not getting shorter. Nothing about me is growing. I'm like, oh, yeah, but it's still just growing pains. And then, like, I tried to live like normal. I got a job in a bar, and I was also doing opera, like really things that are really taxing for the body when you don't have a disability. And it was just getting worse and worse, and nothing was getting better. And I was on like antidepressants and all kinds of medication. They were like, oh, it could just be because you've got PTSD. We'll put it all down as PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. If you put a space either side of your full stops, you should stop having that come up. Sorry, Dr. Parrotism. Oh my goodness, it just, yeah. And like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I moved to a completely different hospital district. Three years ago. I'm sorry, Dr. Parrotism. If you just 35 messages. What was it? Show me the message. I'll see if I can fix it. Excuse me, I've just got to take a drink or I'm going to cough right in your ears and that won't be fun. One sec. But yeah, it was after COVID. And I moved to a completely different area. Registered with a new hospital, and I was like, they're not going to do anything. They put me on a waiting list because, like, new person in the area who's disabled and got all of this nonsense. And then they were like, oh, here is a label for your disability. And I was like, wait, what? I was on a 2-year waiting list or something first.
Well, you were on a 2-year waiting list, but then they actually got in touch with you after about 6 months because a load of people had dropped off this waiting list.
Yeah, a bunch of people just dropped off the waiting list. Mr. Silbo is filling me in from the bits where my brain just brain fogs at it. Yeah, they referred me to a neuropsychotherapist, and they like spoke to me for like 45 minutes over the phone. And they were like, this is your diagnosis, this is what you've got. And that was it.
We could put you on a waiting list for further treatment if you would like.
They were going to put me on another waiting list for 2 years after they'd given me my label. And that's when they offered me the CBT as well. 2 years passed after getting the diagnosis, and they had discharged me without telling me. So now I just exist. I've got a label, I manage it best I can. I've been refused pain medication, which is why I game so much to distract from the world. They did do some changes with like my mental health medication that is supposed to help, but it does nothing. Yeah, another 2 years. And I waited those 2 years, and only to, like, I called them and see what was going on, whether the waiting list had been delayed more. And they were like, oh, you've been discharged? And I was like, what? And yeah, basically just referred back to my GP. And my GP, because our local GP is so oversubscribed, you don't get your own personal like GP. You just, whoever is free as a doctor sees you. And the first doctor I saw after that was like, oh, you're not disabled, you're just fat. Because I'd put on weight over COVID. And I was like, that and not being able to walk, yeah. I wasn't able to exercise. The new tablets I was on increased weight. I also have a condition called polycystic ovarian syndrome, which increases weight gain and messes up your metabolism as well. It makes it harder to lose weight. And they were like, no, you're only in pain because you're fat. So I requested to see a different doctor, and they referred me to the pain clinic, and the pain clinic said, well, if this is your diagnosis, these are the people who should be looking after you, the people who put me on the list and then discharged me without telling me. And they went, oh, we're not going to give you pain medication because it's a neuropsychological condition. So no, we're not going to give you any pain medication because we don't think you need any, despite the fact that I'm in so much pain I can't walk. And yeah, if you think logically about how they describe my condition, which it probably helps if I tell you guys what my condition is. I've got functional neurological disorder. So basically, my brain experienced a lot of trauma when I was really young, and it didn't know how to deal with that. And so as it was growing, it grew pathways like incorrectly. When your brain functions, basically it sends electric pulses down specific pathways that trigger, what your response should be. So, if you cut yourself, you see, ow, and you feel pain, and your body knows how to respond to that. And it will send the correct things to do the things. But my body goes, I don't know how to deal with this, and sends pain. Just default everything, pain. Don't know how to respond, pain.
So the sensation of air on your skin, your body translates as pain.
Yeah. So like sometimes just like if there is a strong breeze, my body goes, oh my goodness, I am in pain, and sends pain. If I have a strong emotion and I can't cope with it, my body goes, oh no, and shuts off, and that's what starts the seizures. But because it's the kind of condition that is to do with neural pathways, it's not something that you can see on the usual scans that you have when they're like checking for epilepsy and doing like tilt table tests and things that usually trigger the sort of seizures they're expecting to see. It does mean that I try not to look into it because I don't want to like psych myself out too much about it, but there's some all kinds of funny symptoms that you can develop. Like you can suddenly just start speaking in another language or with a funny accent just because your body didn't know what was going on and it just went and connected the wrong neural pathway to something. It's just badly put together. my brain just basically doesn't function correctly. Functional neurological disorder. It's in the name.
To say though, it's not just that your brain doesn't work, it's actively rewiring itself constantly.
But I don't.
So you're having to learn a new way to make your brain work basically every day as well.
I don't have it as bad as some people, so I just kind of live with it. I'm in pain, but it's something I can typically distract myself from. Walking is something that I can't distract myself from the pain whilst doing. The amount of pain I experience whilst walking is very bad, and it also leads to seizures, which is why I'm in a wheelchair. But it's no fun listening to people whinge about their health conditions. So let's see if anybody else wants to talk about something else, because I don't want you guys to think I'm just here to whinge at you. Yeah. Yeah. But guys, look, we're making progress. I've nearly cleared the 8 blocks above to the top level. How did we even get on that conversation? But yeah, no, there isn't necessarily a fantastic way to deal with health in this country. Next question. Do you like D&D? I do. I play D&D with Mr. Silbell and Mother to the People. And sometimes some of Mr. Silbell's friends and or siblings. But I've never played it like with a DM who has like lots and lots of experience. So the people I've played with, like Mr. Silbell, he uses like pre-written campaigns typically, just because he's not had the experience in somebody else DMing for him. So we just kind of work it out ourselves. But I mean, I enjoy how we play it, and I'm sure I'd enjoy it just as much playing it, like, fully explained, if that makes sense. But I typically play as a halfling rogue, which is a little OP because I'm a Lightfoot halfling. Is it called a Lightfoot halfling? I can't remember. I haven't got my sheet in front of me. But we play like 3 or 4 times a year when we're all together. Yeah. We even have a D&D character for our dog. Our dog is a human druid who has been like permanently world shaped into a dog by accident. Can't get back to being a human. So, you know, that's an interesting one because somebody else has to roll for him. So basically we just take it in turns and hope that it works. It's like, you know, the game you play where you write a story and like a different person writes each word and then you open it up fully and you read the story and it's just a load of nonsense. It's kind of like that when the dog's in the game. It was set in the SCP universe. SCP. Mr. Silbell is informing me it's secure, contain, protect. I don't know what that means. In D&D? No, it's the SCP universe, so it must be a thing we don't know about. Do you like SCP? Mr. Silbell? He's just Googling it to be sure he's got it right. Or unbranded searching. Secure, contain, protect. You are right, but it's D&D, so... Did I watch it? Okay. Do you like SCP? That's the question from Dr. Parrotism to you. Mixed feelings, he says. What are your mixed feelings, dear?
I mean, it's enjoyable to an extent, but it kind of feels very samey sometimes with just how it's all jump scares. There's no sort of real psychological horror to it, and that's what I really enjoy.
I don't think I've ever experienced a jump scare in D&D. Like, how would you do that?
Carefully.
He prefers more like psychological... I nearly said warfare. That's not the word.
I mean, that too, but horror.
But, like, when it comes to things like horror, I look for... fair enough, Mr. Silbo. I took those monsters and turned them into D&D style monsters for the party to fight against. Ah,
That could be fun.
it could be fun, he says. My brain is flustered. I'm digging many things. Do you think that we will dig all the way down +8 layers in this stream? Oh wait, got an easy question. What colour is red? Ooh, I believe that in the colour spectrum, depending on if you're talking about light or what's the other one? Are you talking about scientifically what is the colour, or artistically what is the colour red, or emotionally? Because the colour red could be love, it could be anger, it could be warning, it could be warmth. I think in the science thing where you have like the colors are like cyan,
You're thinking cyan,
magenta, and green. It would fall under the magenta category.
No, really. Red is a mix.
But I think it's a mix of magenta and cyan, isn't it?
Yeah, but red light, if you're
In
talking
light.
about that rather than as primary cause of light, red light is 620 to 750 nanometers.
620 to what?
750
750 nanometers is what red is in light, apparently.
Those are the red wavelengths of light.
So, I guess you got very complicated to answer to red is red. In art, my favourite red is one that is called cherry red, and it's more purpley, but it's nice. I like being technically correct. That works for me. I know, thank you. I'm going to just trade some of this stone with our villagers, because it's always good to have a stock of emeralds, but it'll also fix our pick and get rid of some of this stone from my inventory. Excuse me. You're the wrong villager, sorry. I need to keep the andesite because I'm running low on that for the castle. Fun fact about the D&D campaign I is it's set in an IKEA store. I have been to an IKEA store once in my life and I got so lost. I thought it was a meme about people getting lost in the IKEA store. We went around that thing till my wheelchair's battery was nearly dead trying to find the exit.
Little known fact about IKEA, it's actually a part of a subsection of
Is it, dear?
Yeah, if you eat the meatballs, you never leave it.
I don't know if you could hear that, Dr. Parrotism, but Mr. Silbell said that a fun fact about IKEA is that it's a subsection of the Fey realm. So if you eat the meatballs, you may never leave. Is that what happened in your a giant place? Perfect foot. Yes. And there's all these little sections, and you can walk into a room thinking, you know, oh, it's going to be all warehousey, this bit. And then suddenly you'll be walking into someone's kitchen.
And if you're really unlucky, there's someone going around after you changing directions with all the arrows on the floor.
Only if you're there, dear. He got trapped. Awesome. Trapped and like they're never leaving, or like and campaign's done, or trapped like they're mid solving. It was bad when one person wanted to use. Oh no! Were they mimics? Were they? I feel like more random things should be mimicked. They trapped, but they could get out if they followed the story. Fair. This is some whimsical. Whoa! Apparently, I'm sleeping now. This is some whimsical music. Just a toilet without an exit. Yeah, that makes sense. It could have been funny if the toilet just threw their leavings back at them. Like, I know Harry Potter is kind of taboo these days, but in the book, Mr. Weasley has to deal with regurgitating toilets. Something like that could be hilarious. The boss they would fight was a manager. Oh, that sounds serious. I don't like managers. Karen's not the manager. Karen's somebody who... Oh. Mr. Silver wants to know if your players were all called Karen. Because they were fighting with the manager. I don't want to sleep. I want... Sadly, no Karens, but if they acted like Karens, then the manager would get a free turn. Ah. I once wrote a campaign, but we never played it because I overthought everything. Where if any of the players in the game, like, and it was written into the notes, if any of the players in the game complained that the dungeon was too easy or silly, all the furniture turned into mimics. Because of a spell that the dungeon creator had put on the place.
That basically it's made up of the body parts and the suffering of people who've been murdered. So you cannot kill it except by apologising. And there's just more and more and more of them created the more you go around murdering people. So the only way to stop it, the only way for the murdered hobos to survive, because this thing will kill you, is to stop killing people and to apologise to them all. It's just creative. It's a mask. Roll for initiative. It's inside a terrace.
I think at some point I'm going to have to gather enough wither scaly heads that I can get a beacon together. Because jobs like this would be so much faster. Does anyone watching watch like lots of different channels? Do you watch all different kinds of content, or do you just watch Minecraft content? Like, what sort of things are people interested in? Because I've been thinking about branching out a bit, but Minecraft is like my safety game, if that makes sense. I'm never bored of Minecraft. Sometimes, like, you need to take a break from a project. That's not you getting tired of Minecraft. That's you just needing to do something different for a bit. But I was wondering if people would watch if I played something else. Because there's all kinds of games on the interwebs. I've also been playing some like MCC Island in my spare time. Because I suck at parkour, I decided I wanted to learn and get better, and then I discovered they had a game called Dynaball, and I kind of got addicted to that. But would that be something you guys are interested in watching? I'm going to check these in here as well, because at the moment they're just filling up my inventory space. Because then it's still Minecraft. It's just also not Minecraft. Whoops, Daisy. Swap to the shovel. Hang on a minute, how far? Okay, I don't need to go that far. Whoops, Daisy. Dig, dig, dig. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, I mustn't forget. I need to change these for slabs. What animals do you like? Oh, I am a fan of most animals. I have a dog, so he is my favourite animal. But owls are, other than my dog, my favourite animal. Mr. Silbell's favourite animal is penguins. Mother to the people's favourite animal is unicorns. And other things you didn't know. I don't know what Ryan's favourite animal is. That would be something to ask them. But yeah, I'm not against any animal kind. But my favourites are owls. What's your favourite animals? What animals do you like? Me fail English? That's impossible. Cat. That's 5 cats. That's many cats. If we could have more dogs, we would. But our baby's a rescue baby, and he don't get on with other dogs. We have tried all the trainings, and he is an old sausage, so we're letting him have his retirement in peace. Poor thing. He was used for like hunting and dog fights and stuff before he came to us, so I think he's earned a nice quiet retirement. What kinds of cats? 5 cats. I've only ever had 1 cat, but I always liked my friends' cats. The cat I grew up with was Grumpy So-and-so as well. They're just cats, fair. Well, there's like tabby cats and long-haired something or another's, and you know, cats. Right, let's grab all of these quickly. The grey and brown ones, are they like stripy? 'Cause that sounds like tabby cats. When it comes to like ginger cats, they're just nuts. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of cat. Ginger cats always seem to be insane. Orange cat, black cat. Oh, our cat was black cat. Blub, blub, blub. Our cat was a black cat. Yeah. Maine Coon, that's a kind of cat. I think I said that wrong, but that's a type of cat. Yep. One of the tabbies is big. Ah, big and floofy. I'm wondering if tabby is just like an English word for... Not that fluffy, well fed. Ah, squishy. Not fluffy, squishy. Huggable, as I would say. When our dog came to us, he was very under-huggable, and we remedied that. He is a healthy, maybe slightly more than healthy weight now. But he's old, so you need a little bit of extra meat on your bones when you're older. Keep you warm. I'm sure it's the same for dogs as it is for humans. And maybe for cats as well, but I couldn't say for sure on that one. And then they shouldn't be able to stick to the ceiling. Unless I do that. I figure it's better to do this now while I can still just about reach the ceiling than when I've dug the height of the farm plus 8 down and cannot even see the ceiling. Should be able to jump up there. Are you coming to get me? Can't reach down there. That's for trying to sneak up on me. I don't think that the design I've used is meant to be underground, but my intention is that the castle I'm building be the biggest building in the town. And this farm would not fit inside the castle. So hopefully, if I spawn proof 10 blocks away and surround it by nothingness, it will still work. I will probably also put glass panes on the outer walls once I've increased the distance, but I'm hoping that by doing it 10 blocks away, they won't be teleporting into little caves all around, which is what was happening before. I hope this works anyway. Otherwise, I'll have to build a whole nother one and transport the shulkers even further away from spawn. And getting them here was bad enough. I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. My dog is snoring. Adorable, but very loud. Just double check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would be this one. Okay. Did I count from the glass or from the... If I count this as 1, because the farm ends there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. I don't suppose it'd be bad to have extra. Have it be 11 anyway. Just to be extra safe, and it means I don't have to refill this bit that I've already started digging. needs a beacon? Get a cup of tea, set a stream going, questions from you guys, and away we go. Here's a question. Do you drink tea or coffee? And if so, what's your favourite brand? Keep forgetting that my point of view is set like silly. You can go away and all. Thank you. My favourite tea is Rington's tea. My favourite coffee, I haven't decided yet. Ooh, a chocolate tasting tea. That does sound nice. We're super fancy. We get our tea delivered to the door. The tea man comes round in his tea van, and we buy tea and biscuits and coffee. I wouldn't say that their coffee is my favourite coffee. It's not bad coffee, but the tea, I don't think I've had such a nice tea as anything else. And I don't think I've ever had anything as nice as that tea. I'm getting my words jumbled, so you'll have to excuse me. Yeah, if you don't like it, you don't like it. There's no point in forcing yourself to drink something that's not... I was going to say that's not your cup of tea. But I mean, I'm like that with some teas. There are some teas I physically can't drink. They're just... They taste like fish water. Yes. It's water that tastes like fish. I don't know how it happens, but some teas are just fish water. I think it's something to do with, like, the milk. Or maybe the tea bag's stale. But yeah, fish water is not good. Oh no. You have to practice typing without looking at the keyboard. We used to have to do that at school. We had touch typing classes. You put your fingers where the keys with the little dents are, and those are your F and... Was it H or J? J. F and J keys. And then you have to... What have I done? Oh, I pressed F, didn't I? So it swapped the tool into my offhand. And then you have to remember where all the other ones are. Yeah, you have to use all your fingers, like, so your pointing finger begins on the ones with the little bumps on them, the F and the J, and you place your other fingers in a line across from there, and you should be able to, like, reach all of your keys without without too much stretch, and then your thumb is your spacebar. I was never very good at it, but what did you say, dear? Why does the tea taste fishy?
It's down to one of two things. It's either that the tea has been poorly, it's not actually fermentation, it's oxidation, or fermentation,
So
what they
it's
call it.
stale.
No, it's bad quality tea. It's not been allowed to oxidise while it's drying out properly, so you've got a mix of semi-fermented tea in with the actual black tea.
So
Generally indicative of a poorer quality.
the tea is just bad tea, and that's why it tastes like fish.
Or it can be down to water quality.
Oh, all the
Especially hard
water.
can make tea taste weirdly fishy. So it could be that either the water quality is bad or whatever they've used to heat that water
Well,
has line scale issues.
yeah, that could be
Or it could be a combination.
because it's usually, no offense to these people, but it's usually people who make tea at churches or like events like that where they have a hot water urn or something, and that's when the tea tastes fishy. I don't put fish in the tea. I was saying how some teas taste like fish. I thought it was because the tea was stale, but Mr. Silbo found out that it's either because there's like limescale buildup or hard water. Hi, dragons. Or in the tea oxidizing process, not all of the tea oxidized correctly. So it's either bad tea or
Tea's not bad. It's basically you've got a mix of actual black teas, which is what you're expecting, and things like oolong or pu'er teas, which are semi-fermented teas. But that because those haven't been
oh well, it would be
fermented,
bad tea if they were aiming for a black tea and it wasn't a black tea.
my point is, it's not that the tea itself is of a bad quality necessarily. It's that it's been put together in a way that implies it's
Badly
bad.
made tea.
It's badly quality controlled. Because a good black tea, for example, an English breakfast blend.
Yeah.
Make a very good English breakfast blend if you've got good Assam and good Darjeeling, 2 pots of Assam to 1 pot of Darjeeling, and you have a very good English breakfast blend. If you want a very cheap English breakfast blend, you just grind up whatever black or blackish teas that are around and throw them in a tea bag.
I don't know if you heard that, but that was a lot of information and I didn't quite take it all in, and so I can't repeat it.
Sorry.
But Mr. Silbell was talking about tea. How have you been, dragons? There's a lot of bats in here. But yeah, Rington's tea is really good. I've never had Rington's tea that tastes like fish. I'm not promoting them. I'm not going to tell them everything about
I know,
Rington.
I'm just saying, the fact that it's all certifiably fair trade as well is a
Very good bonus, yeah.
nice point about it, because I mean a lot of the tea growing areas of the world, outside of Cornwall, are they're not treated so well, generally speaking, are they?
Mm.
I mean, Cornwall probably deserves it, but
We're doing lots of digging, those who've just joined us. Lots and lots of digging to try and get this shulker farm to work so that I don't have to move it. And if you're wondering where today's video is, it's still in my editing studio because I can't quite hear very well because I've got an ear infection, but it will be with you hopefully tomorrow if I can get someone to spare 5 minutes to check the audio for me. And when I say 5 minutes, I mean somebody will have to watch it repeatedly whilst I make tweaks if there is something wrong. No, it doesn't. I'm in a hole. Oh no. I need to move that shulker without it coming out here. No. I don't like moving shulkers. I don't know if you guys have guessed. One of these will have... Okay. I'm glad you're good. Yes. Okay. You guys have no idea how difficult I was anticipating that would be, because of how difficult it was the first time I had to move them all. Okay. Is it just the one I need to move them? Yeah. Oh. That could have been disastrous. We could have ended up with shulkers everywhere again, like at the beginning of the stream. Oh no. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. Panic over. Crisis averted. Oh, one too many bars. I'm not... What is this? I have no idea, but it sounds similar to something I know, or it is something I know. Will you tell me what it is? Streamlabs music. Regency A by Okunev Alexander. Don't know. Maybe it's a remix of something classical. My brain remembers parts of it as if it's from something else. Bum bum ba-da-la-la-bum ba-da-la-la-bum. It's familiar, either way. Bum bum bum. Dun dun dun. checking I haven't missed anything around the top, and it's time to go down the next layer. I think I'll take this layer off because this has become a spawnable platform now, because it's exposed, whereas the underside is the side that they can't attach to because of the level it's at. So we'll take this out because the new ceiling is that one. Half expecting one to creep up behind me while I was dealing with that one. I am determined to get this to work. I'm going to dig all of this out, but we do only have about 15 minutes of the stream left. So if anyone has any more Q&A questions remaining, now is the time to ask. How did you catch Mr. Silbell? I'm just that amazing.
Big stick and a rock.
We both went to the same music university.
Left some jelly beans underneath the rock with a stick. Bang.
It was quite funny. When I first met him, I was not a massive fan. What? Well, it's no secret. Because I can't remember what it was, but something you said or did. Oh, it was because you just didn't care what anybody thought. And I cared too much about what people think. And I was like, how can you just not care? And now we balance each other out. But yeah, no, we did music together, and it's hard not to become at least friends with people you do music with. But when somebody's the right person, you just know in the end. The more time I spent around him, the more I got used to him, I guess. No, he's lovely. And you can't not love him when you meet him. That's the problem with him. Little known fact, when I first met Mr. Silbell, and before I fell in love with him, I was actually engaged to somebody else. They weren't lovely. They would not have stuck around through all my disability nonsense that's come across. But yeah, we were friends before Mr. Silbell and I fell in love, so yeah. Oh, they ended the relationship with me, actually, technically. But yes, it was not a healthy relationship. And now I am with, like, somebody I could not imagine living without. Mr. Silbell is the best one. There would be no Silbel without Mr. Silbel. At this point. How much has fallen into the farm? Nothing at the moment. Okay. I can't make that jump, but I should be able to. There we go. Who is taller, me or Rai? Rai is taller. But not by much. We're both short queens. I mean, yeah. I mean, what with all my growing pains, it might change. Yeah, one day I'll just grow like 2 feet in the night and I'll be like, oh, guess it was growing pains after all. But Rai is taller. I'm the older sibling. Rai is the taller sibling. But not by much. I am a cute 5'2.5". And I don't know exactly how tall Rai is. Probably about, I'd say 5'5"-ish, maybe. I am out of me and Rai, I'm the older one, but I'm right in the middle of all our siblings. There are lots of us, but I'm right in the middle. I am the middle child. Well, I share the middle spot because it's an even number, but yeah. Are you the more middle child of the middle children? I don't. I think we are just both in the middle. I think it works out that we're both, like, the number of years between the eldest and the youngest divided by 2, you know, roughly equals us. Because it would be the year between us, but we're, like, 2 years apart, if that makes sense. So there's no easy answer to that one, I'm afraid. That could get fun. I should probably dry out my sponges for that. I think it's time to go and visit our villagers again, and it should be easier because they'll all be in bed and I can wake them up one at a time and not get absolutely mobbed by them. Villager. That didn't work. Go in the hot bar. There we go. I'll only shoot you if you shoot me. Or shoot at me. You did? Okay, time for you to die. Sad. I preferred it when... Actually, no, because you still get the banners, don't you? You just don't get the ominous effect. I was going to say, it used to be the case that I would, like, if I was doing a big build, I'd collect the banner of however many... The banners of however many attacked during that building time? Hang on, that doesn't make sense. But I'd collect the banners and then I'd see how many attempted, like, raids there had been in a build. They'd go on the wall of ominousness. I should do that again. After this build is completed. I was gonna go to the villagers. Why am I putting those away? These can go in there. These can not go in there. I need those. Oh, I've got a stack. There should be plenty. Using raids as a... Yeah. How many raids did it take to build this build? Guys, don't tell Mr. Silbell, but we've overrun by 5 minutes. And I do have to go and you know, take meds and be human and so on and so forth. So, we have made a lot of progress. We have cleared out the top 8 blocks and 8 around of the farm. So I've just got the height of the farm and 8 blocks under the farm left to go. Excuse me. And then we will be done and hopefully have a fully functioning shulker farm once I move the shulkers in. Yes, it is time to go. So I will say bye-bye. I'm just going to see if there's anyone we can raid. Sometimes doesn't work because I am terrible with technology. So let me just see if I can do it. Okay, so who would like to watch a bit of modded Minecraft with Iskull85? He's back on Vault Hunters. He's been off for a while, so let's see what they're up to today. I think I've done that correctly, but I'm terrible at working these things out. Thanks for watching. Bye! Did it work? You're still here, aren't you? Go to the thing. I don't think it worked. But, enjoy! I don't think it's worked. I'm terrible at raiding people. Just chilling till it works. I'm going to try again. Bear with me. Okay. Go. While it's waiting, here are some links. If you want to see more from me. And we've mentioned Raya a few times. They're the other person on the Rybelcraft server. I'm clicking buttons furiously. Did it work?